Right, we're really running out of time over here partly because we started. But any questions? Yes, ma'am, please.
There was a comment about bringing in fresh people and how that's a challenge in some of the more traditional companies. Do fresh people include women? Do fresh people include international women?
Yeah.
And would these women, if they wanted to join in to this level of growth, get the kind of respect for their intellect and contribution that they deserve?
So you're going to hear two answers. You're going to get David to give you the progressive answer, I bet, and you're going to hear Mihir give you a very cynical and skeptical answer. But that's the way this panel is going, so I'm not going to worry. I'm just going to let it go that way. David.
Well, thank you for that. I'm just going to say that this isn't obviously an Indian problem or question, it's a global one. As far as we are concerned, we've brought in a new person in the form of our new chairman, Cyrus Mistry, and it's something that's very much one of his priorities to increase the representation of women in our group globally, including the higher levels. So I think it's an area where you will certainly be seeing some developments in the Tata group over the coming period.
Okay, let me give you the factual answer, then we can go to cynic.
Mine was factual too, I should hasten to add.
Yours is a statement of intent.
Fair enough.
The largest bank, public sector bank, that's government-owned bank, chairman is a woman. Largest private sector bank, ICICI Bank, chairman is woman.
Yep.
Shikha Sharma, Axis Bank, chairman is a woman. There are several women secretaries in the government who are just next to the ministers. And many women, like Piramal Healthcare, is run by Dr. Swati Piramal. She is a woman. And there, of course, there is Biocon Industries, Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw. She is an entrepreneur on her own right. And there are many, many examples of women.
I think that young lady has a question for you. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
The largest international bank in India also has a lady as a CEO, HSBC.
Kaku Nakate.
HSBC.
Okay. Even
and the
Bank of
largest
America Merrill Lynch chairperson is also. So India, unlike West, we don't even now think about women specifically, but still Indian law, new Indian Companies Act, which came into existence this year, actually says that at least one woman board member has to be there in all companies.
Right,
okay.
right. So Mihir. Right. So she's not even Indian, and she's a woman, right? So all right, Mihir.
I mean, I couldn't be a cynic by following Indian cricket, let me assure you. I was wrong
An eternal optimist.
No, I think you're right. There are lots of Indian women. I think one should never forget the connection. For instance, one of the major Birla enterprises was run by one of Birla's daughters. So, partly in India, nepotism is never to be ruled out. Who you are rather than what sex you are can often be the determining. After all, Mrs. Gandhi, being the only child of Jawaharlal Nehru, became Prime Minister. If he had a son, he might have become, so there is that element that's there. And after all, in the Hindu culture, goddesses are believed, and not only believed, but worshipped, and they are the more powerful than the male goddesses, in fact. So, so that there is a concept there. But whether it works in an area where everybody with equal status can rise up without having connection, that's a different matter. That is not evident so far in India. Because in India, and to illustrate this with a recent story, the accountancy firm where I was a partner recently elected the son of the senior partner, and a book is being written about him, and I was asked a question, do you think it's nepotism for the son to succeed the father? And I said, I only became a partner in the firm because my brother-in-law was a partner, so I got through on nepotism, so who am I to argue against nepotism? So, so I think the point about the Indian thing is it's very easy to look at it, and you're right, in Western terms of who comes up, whether it's male or female. Females do well, and in fact, they often do much better than the males, because Mrs. Gandhi used to say, I'm the only male in the cabinet,
right.
And a line that I'm told Mrs. Thatcher later borrowed. But The point is, it's more who you are and where you come from. And I'm sure the Tatas would have had a female head had there been a female line in the Tatas, but they were all males that came out. So,
All right. I have absolutely no idea how this conversation about emerging multinationals ended up about women and clericalism, but I hope you enjoyed it. I am very sorry to have to cut it short. We're really running short of time, but thank you again. And David, thank you so much for sharing your frank insights about working for the Tata Group. That is really, really very cool. Ashish, thank you again. Mihir, always a pleasure.